I laughed at this and I said, no, I need to share. It's part of the topics I said I have to share, which is that being rich has nothing to do with environment, has nothing to do with, oh, this person is living in West End. Sorry, that's UK. This person is living in Maitama or Sokoro or legislative quarters or da 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 da, or this person is living in GRA or you name it. It has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with that. Because if it does, there are people in some areas where you will say the poor or poorest, the poor of the poorest reside. But side by side, you see the rich and you see the poor. So, riches has nothing to do with environment. It has nothing. Yes, I know sometimes, or rather, we have that saying that says that, oh, people are traveling out for greener pastures and all that. Yeah, we can't relate that to what I'm saying now. We can't, you know, because even there, wherever the greener pastures is for somebody else, right there are people who are poor as well. So it does not matter. It does not matter. It's nothing to do with environment. And sometimes again, it's nothing to do with the kind of work you're doing. I've talked about somebody who is a cleaner in UK, big time cleaner. You know, she runs a company. She's very rich, a millionaire in pounds. Yeah, so it's nothing to do with career. It's nothing to do with environment. It's got to do, now this is the word, it's got to do with doing things in a certain way. I repeat, it's got to do with doing things in a certain way. People who get rich do things in a certain way. It's actually not that they do things that others don't want to do. It is that they do things in a certain way. When you do things in a certain way, you're bound to be rich. You're bound to be successful. I repeat, your takeaway is doing things in a certain way. That thing you want to be successful in, that thing, or rather, that riches you want, there is a certain way to it. There's a certain way to get it. When you get that certain way, then you will be rich. Stella, when you get that certain way, then you'll be rich. Again, like I always say, what is rich to you might not be rich to me. Maybe to you is having all the designers wares and having 20 jeeps lined up, latest jeeps and all that. And to me, being rich would probably be having a library, big library filled with the best of books that the whole hours and years there are would not be enough for me to digest them. And having my total freedom to do as I please and being able to help those I want to help. So everybody and what they're rich, you know, what they say richness is to them, you know. So also you can relate that to being successful. It varies. It's not necessarily, I've said it in the past in some of my clips where I said, it's not just money, it's not just material things that we can say makes one or qualifies one to be a success or to be rich. I have seen people who have all these things, but to me, they are poor. In fact, the church mouse is richer. Because if all you have, and I've seen some of them who are so miserable, I come in contact with them, I know they are so miserable. If all you have is your cars or your home or your designers wear that you jam pack, I'm sorry, I'm not talking down on that, but sometimes I just find it very ridiculous when people just put on labels, you know. So it's like you're saying, this is me, this is me. It is not you. It is not you. We are all much, much more than any material thing. And that's why some of them are very miserable and lonely. What did I say? Miserable and lonely. I'll see you in my next clip.